Welcome to the first chapter of Vagrus the Riven Realms. So this is going to be the first episode. This is going to be a series that I'm going to be uploading. And I think it's the first series that I'm going to be uploading because the last one was like many years ago. So Vagrus, for those that don't know yet, is a story-rich narrative game that has elements of turn-based strategy and plays like a story in which you choose your own adventure, so to speak. So this game is very, very interesting. It has a powerful story behind it, a very, very good narrative. The setting is an apocalyptic dark fantasy world in which the gods destroyed everything and everyone because they thought and they felt that the humans and creatures of this world were too bad and greedy. And let me hype you a little bit because these guys are called the Lost Pilgrim Studio. And just to hype you a little bit, this game has a lot of DLCs. And amongst their DLCs, you have at the Heart of Ruin, you have the Riven Realms Culture Supporter Pack. You have another, quite a lot of supporter packs, Sunfire and Moonshadow, the old acquaintances, the Season Pass, the Patronage Pack, Realms, the soundtrack, and you have also the Seekers of Knowledge, which is free, and the Realms of Vorax. So there's a lot to it. So freaking amazing. So let's get on with it. Welcome to the Pilgrims of the Wasteland, which is the name of the DLC. Sorry, not the DLC. It's the name of the prologue, which is a standalone story of Vagrus the Riven Realms. As you can see, it's been explaining here. It serves as an introduction to the setting and also as a tutorial. It behooves you to read the tutorial text and follow the instructions to gain a better understanding of how the game works. So we have, it's going to be treated like a map. So this icon can be clicked in the tutorial window to show what the section is referring to via a pointer. Although Vagrus is an open world game, take note of this. This is an open world. Wow, this is so amazing. This game is amazing. We're going to have a lot of chapters here, of episodes. I don't know if I'm going to separate this in different seasons, but this is for the first season. We're doing the first season here. So, although Vagrus is an open world, due to the Pilgrims of the Wasteland being a tutorial, it progresses along a narrow, guided path in the beginning and opens up only later. So, because of this, we have this line that you see slightly here. So that's why it's a guided path. But it's an open world. After the core mechanics have been introduced, then it opens up. You can access the hotkey list in the options where they can be altered to. And by the way, you can see my previous. This was going to be, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, placed on a playlist on the channel, the prologue. And we're going to follow this separately as Season 1 for the Vagrus series in Victus Wargaming, because also to maintain and to place this in comparison with the previous one, which is the prologue, and let's see if there's a little bit of difference. I think there's not too much of a difference, but still, that's why we're going to be doing this again. On the campaign map, your Comitatus traveling company always occupies a node and moves between nodes through paths. The difference here is that I already know what is going to happen, because in the previous one, again, making reference to the previous one, which is Avernum. I just remember the place that we left off in that playlist. In that very moment when we reach Avernum, the city of Avernum in here, this means that it is going to be completely different and it is going to be completely new for me and for everyone that followed that playlist. The comitatus always occupies a node, those are the nodes, and moves between nodes through paths. Moving along paths cost movement points, indicated next to each path. Every in-game day, you have a number of movement points to spend before you need to camp. To move, click on a nearby node and select Move from the Node Radial menu. You can select a node that is farther away, and the MP cost of moving there will be calculated and the path highlighted. So now we have to move to Scrap Heap. At this point, we cannot see the map, but we see here, if we click up in here, I know a lot because we have done this, campaign map. We can see here movement. We can go one by one, so we can discover a little bit more deeply. This is going to be the big difference here. So you can see here the year, 1097 month 02 of day 11, week 2 Mortis, week 2 Mortis. This is the day, I believe, and we have these days. Everything starts from, let's say, Mortis, Albia, Urca al, Solas, Nia. Okay, so let's say weeks or days. Can we find something here? Passengers? No. So we have here campaign map. On the campaign map, your comitatus travel. We already know about the movement points. So we click here, and it says that it is going to cost 3 movement points. And we have, the sounds are amazing. We have here movement points, it says, or zoom out at this point. So we see here the movement points. And down here we see the march movement points. This represents how far you can push your comitatus after their movement points runs out. So this is going to be, for those that know Total War, this is going to be like a forced march. So you can force the march of the comitatus. Leadership perks is required to unlock this, and we're going to be unlocking a lot of the UI as we go. And this is something that I love about this first part of the Pilgrims of the, what's the name? The Pilgrims of the Wasteland, I believe, because it opens up as we move along, as we uncover the story. It opens up the whole UI, because this is not the whole UI. The UI is marvelous. It has a lot of stuff. There's a lot to take into account here. So here we see steady. This is the morale of the whole comitatus. Subservient, the obedience, because we have warriors here, slaves. You're going to see it if this is the first video. Well rested means that, of course, self-explanatory. Well fed, so we're going to have a max nutrition and a max vigor for resting. It's 9, so we have been walking, so it is self-explanatory why we are 7 instead of 9. And the map is huge. It's immense. You're going to see that. Here we have the cargo. We have a limit of cargo, because you remember the first scene in which you see these lizard-like creatures. You put the cargo on the lizards, and you have supplies. it's a salamander here. 7 days of supplies. At least we have here 6, I think. 6 is not the amount of days, I believe. Here we have the what is this? The measure of offensive power in the crew combat, 69, and the defensive power. Now, let me go here to the to the campaign and see movement. So to move, click on a nearby node and select move, the foot icon from the radial menu. So you can also move to a node by clicking on camp, the tent, which is not present right now, or the quick camp tent icon with a circular arrow. You can see here. And look at this. These are the nodes that we're going to be unlocking as we go. You can select a node that is farther away, and the MP cost of moving there will be calculated, and the path highlighted. The highlighted path is color blue until your regular movement points are being used, and red after you run out of them, and you have to use the forced march. Occasionally, movement on the campaign map is involuntarily interrupted by events, and this is where everything is going to be so fantastic here. Crew combat encounters and stuff. It's amazing. You have to explore, and just imagining how much fun we're going to have here. That's why I'm going slowly. You're going to see everything here. You're going to see every single nook and cranny of Vagrus in my channel, in my series. Exploration. Insight is gained by discovering points of interest. It's so amazing, God. When I saw this, this is the only demo, the prologue, that I said I have to buy this. This is so amazing. The open world. I'm so excited right now. Discovering points of interest in regions throughout your travels when you visit them for the first time. And because let us just go for the comitatus here. Okay, this is the lizard. These are the lizards, and this is the comitatus. The artwork is fantastic, and some people will argue here, and we'll say this doesn't look good, and they will say this doesn't look good. This looks the artwork is so cartoony. No. It's so amazing. As a Vagrus, your comitatus armed traveling company. Look at this. Fulfills a core role through which you experience the Riven Realms, whether you choose to focus on trading or conquest. Exploration or adventuring your comitatus is at the center of the experience. Moreover, if you ever lose control of your comitatus, then the game is over. This section deals with all of the different aspects of your comitatus, its crew, your companions, cargo, and a great deal of the UI that relates to them. Okay, this is the section of the comitatus. You go for the crew, the fighting crew, blah, blah, blah. Factions. So these are going to be all of the factions. And there are going to appear a lot of factions. Are essential interest groups in the game world, trading houses, guilds, covered groups, vying for power and influence in this Wasteland. I just added that part. They are important actors in the economy and politics of the empire, and also very present in stories. The player may meet factions and settlements in stories and can gain reputation. We have the story here. As a Vagrus is largely a narrative-driven game, there are many different facets to how the story unfolds. Players can read about Xeryn and its inhabitants in the Codex, while tracking progress for objectives and tasks is done through the journal. Now, this is the glossary. This is not the Codex. This is the glossary. So it's just telling us the mechanics and stuff. The Codex is another thing. This is the Codex. As you can see, the Codex is different. The Codex is a book, an in-game, inside book that is a collection of entries that you find throughout your travels. Entries contain information about the world and its inhabitants. When you have unread entries, the crystal on the cover, the codex appears here. Of the closed codex emanates light. The book itself can be found in the bottom right corner. Basically, this thing here is like the in-game instruction booklet. Okay? Once I open the codex, entries are displayed in the list on the left, and you can search entries and filter them by category using the buttons on the top. Unread entries are marked by a blue icon and appear on top, while already read entries have a gold icon. The text of the selected entry appears on the right. And I want to make clear here that we're going to be reading all of the entries. We're going to be discovering the world of Xeryn, because right now I know and understand that the world is called Xeryn. So welcome to Xeryn. Well, tracking progress for objectives and tasks is done through the journal. So this is another thing. The journal functions as your means to follow stories. The news, the rumors, the qualities and tasks that you're going to be given. You can see here the codex, and this is for the leader. You can search for entries and filter them on the top left, and you may also sort categories by alphabetical or time-based order. Simply highlights the mode that you prefer. When in the journal, the quill icon can also be used to create an unlimited number of custom notes. Okay? The majority of the game's narrative experience takes place through events. And we click events, and here's an explanation of the events. Events, most of the story is presented through interactive texts called events. Generally events, these events are like Crusader Kings. If you know Crusader Kings, if you know Paradox games, they come like this. So you can follow the story through decisions in this event chains. Events that you make different choices at each step. Though in some situations, there is only one option. These examples represent a more linear progression of story material. Some choices can have a number of consequences, while others have various dependencies. Dependencies means that you can only pick a certain choice if you have the right prerequisite. Character skills, Vagrus perks, companions, take a look how deep this is, and so on. To select a choice, click on it or use the 1 to 9 numerals on the keyboard to select the one you like. In many situations, events have hidden choices that are only revealed when you meet the conditions needed. These may be the case in events that happen randomly throughout the realms, or even within settlements where new choices become available as the story evolves. Okay? So, there we go. So I think we're good to go. So we have to reach here. So 3 points, we have 9, so we can reach here eventually. So it says that it's going to cost us 6 to reach scrap heap. Let's move. Whoa, take a look. An event. This event is scripted. I believe that in the open world options, we have like random events. I think some of them are scripted, obviously, but I am so excited to reach that point. Okay, so we just talked about the events, and here we go.